Hey, welcome, welcome. It's Dee Dee, and I'm here with Friday Reads Live. How are you all doing? I don't know if anyone is in the house just yet, um, but I'm here and ready to talk books. I got my tea. A little bit hot. So I see there's 7 people watching. Welcome. Please feel free to come in and tell us what you're reading, even if you don't participate in discussion, no problem. But it'd be great to come in and let us know what you're reading. Hello, I'm Lola. How are you? Happy Friday. Uh oh, thank God it's Friday. That's all I gotta say. Hey Cher, how are you? Happy Friday. Yeah, it's been one of those weird weeks. But I did get some reading done, not as much as I'd like to, but I think I'm gonna make up for it on weekend, since it's my last Saturday off, because the kids that I train on Saturdays are on holiday right now for spring break. But we're coming back next Saturday, and that is only if they're not going away on a long weekend, because the 1st, the 8th of May here, we'll be on holiday. 29th, I think, is Ascension. That's on Thursday. We're going to have a long weekend for that. So I don't know when I'm going back to work on Saturday. It's going to be a problem. So, welcome to Teresa. Welcome. Let's see. Cher says 75% through White Ivy. Okay, by Susie Young. Been really enjoying it. Okay, that's good. Read. Hey, Tina Lee is here. Happy Friday. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Curtis, welcome. DL in the house, welcome. Oh, great. Well, bon appetit. Bon appetit, DL. All right, so what am I reading? I'm about to finish up the Le Père Goriot, Old Goriot in English. This is the one I'm reading with Anna this month. This is our French book. Sorry, fourth French book of the year. This one is turning out to be pretty good. I maybe have about 50 pages left, and I'll be done. This one wasn't as long as some of the other classics we could possibly be reading in French or super. Like last month, it was Notre Dame, and that was 700 pages of agony. But this one is coming in at, let's see, it's coming in at 491, and I only have about 50 pages left, so that's good. Then I will be starting this one, The Bondwoman's Narrative, by Hannah Crafts. This one I'm going to be starting probably on Sunday. This is the Read So Lit book club's pick for the month of April. So I'm excited about getting to this one. And I'm still reading this one right here, Bryce Courtney's The Potato Factory. Yeah, the ship is sailing, but I'm still in London. Okay, I got to Van Diemen's Land just yet, but this one I'm enjoying a lot. It's a big chunk. I'm gonna finish it before the end of the month for sure. Okay, so let's see what everybody else is up with their reading. Okay, so Teresa says at work and hopefully can stay on the whole time. Yay! Teresa's got eyes rolling. Birdie says happy Friday to you. Hi everybody. She is reading The Warrior Queen. It's a nonfiction plus Red Rabbit, a Western horror. Okay, that's an interesting combo. Welcome cover to cover. Happy Friday. What are you reading? Um, oh, you finally found a copy of the last thing. Oh my God. Why were you having trouble finding a copy? Wow. That's crazy. Why? Yeah, we need to talk about that later after, because that's very odd that you couldn't find a copy. I find that terrible. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Amalus is reading The Lion's Den. Okay, yeah, I have this one. We talked about this one, Zambia. The Door, Magda Zabo, yes, translated from Hungarian. And listening to Brick Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman. Okay. Timmy says she had just finished reading King of Ashes. Oh, you got an early copy. Very nice. And it was amazing, and I'm not surprised. I mean, S.A. Cosby, duh. Currently she's reading Her Child. I thought that one was really good. I think it was Latrice that said she thought that one was excellent. Like she gave it 5 stars, if I'm not mistaken. Curtis says finishing reading A Life of Henry Aaron, Howard Bryant and Medical Apartheid. Harry A. Washington started reading The Lion Women of Tehran. Okay, by Marjan Kamali. Club. Very nice. Enjoying so far. Oh, that's good. DL said listening to, I guess, Emily Rose Bibliotherapy in the Bronx. And DL says it's really good. Melissa says Frederick comes to, oh, he's going there. He's coming to Dallas. Well, girl, go up there and get your autograph. I hope this experience is better than your last experience. Let's just put it that way. Hey, Nicole, happy Friday. How are you? Let's see. Katrina, welcome. How are you? Tell us what you're reading. Nicole said reading the woman's narrative. I hear that. Tracy said, is that for your, what? It's not for my Normandy. No. This one, this one is for my Read So Lit book club. The Normandy book club, we had to read The Housemaid. I didn't go down so well, but anyway. Let's see. Nicole said my family is starting a book club, and the first book is The Vanish. Very nice. Oh, I would love to hear more about that. We have to talk about that. Like, how is that? How is it going to work? And I love it when I hear that families or mothers and daughters or fathers and sons, they decide to do a book club. I think it's great. Teresa said, just finished The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Yeah, she's really hot right now, Kristen Hanna. I mean, somebody's reading her books. Every time I turn on my YouTube, my BookTube, somebody's mentioning Kristen Hanna for something. Although I heard her last book, The Women, has some mixed reviews. I have it over there to read, but I have not picked it up just yet. But I'm hearing now some mixed reviews about The Women. I think it's concerning the Vietnamese woman character. The way it's portrayed is not exactly like it should be. At least that's what I've heard. Okay. Yeah. The Rita Lippa Club one, the Bond woman's narrative. Yeah, this is gonna be good for sure. Let's see. Oh, Alicia's reading Camilla's Roses. Yeah, because Lisa's book Camilla's Roses was reissued out with a beautiful cover. I read it. I remember but I read it a long while ago. It was when I did the year of Bernice, and I just read all her books. But I remember liking that one, Camilla's Roses. I thought it was pretty good. Hey, Rosa, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Let's see. Teresa, she likes Frederick. Okay. Tracy said King of Ashes is phenomenal. Okay, so everybody went a free copy of their early copy of King of Ashes. Very nice. Hey, Kay. Kay said she liked Camilla's Roses. Yeah, I did too. I remember liking that one. Rosa said finished the Woman narrative and Harlem Rhapsody this week. Very nice. Not sure what will be next, but am thinking something backlist. Okay, very good. And in the end, how did you find Harlem Rhapsody, Rosa? Great Alone made me want to fight. Oh shit. Okay. Amalola said, "Love the Great Alone." She's laughing. Amalola's laughing at Kay's wanting to fight after reading that one. Kay said, she's Porn Girls and listening to Saving Ruby King by Catherine Adele West. Yeah, I remember that came out. Oh no, no, that's me. That's not for a book club. I'm reading that on my own. The Potato Factory, by Bryce Courtney. Cover to cover, welcome. Is starting Little Rot by Akweke Emeze and Bent But Not Broken by Mary Monroe. Okay. Nicole is still trying to figure out the vote. People don't like rounds of voting. Why? A cousin wants us to use AI for why? I think we are going to pick a book out of a hat going, yeah, I mean, why does it have to be complicated? Why can't everybody just, you know, I mean, you can have like if there are 10 of you, have a list of 10 books and everybody vote for a book and the one that gets the most votes, that's the one you read. That's not complicated. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can do it another way. You can say, okay, we'll, we see this, but you, like you said, put everything in a hat and you choose randomly. Or you can have everybody put one in a box or on the table face down, and you say, okay, we're going to take the one that starts with the letter P, and then have a book if it starts with the letter P, that's the one you read. The one that's closest to the letter P, that's the one you read. I mean, there's so many ways of doing it without having to get AI involved. I mean, it's just not that serious. Wanting AI involved just that seems like a bit much to me. But hey, family got to be family. This is Mr. K. Am loving the multi generation. Yeah, I like that one of those roses. And see, that's why I can't do a book club. Well, it really isn't. Basically, voting is the best way to keep the book club fair. That means nobody is deciding anything except your vote. And that's how I did my book community, so that nobody could turn around and say, "Oh, you're the one that's always picking the book or whatever." No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Everybody puts their two, and I make a big list. Everybody looks through all of the books. They see all the ones they like, all the ones they don't like, and the last book they vote for 7 books. I tabulate everything. The books with the most votes, that's the one. Those are the ones that win because there is no fair way to do it. There's 15 people in the book club. There's no way for me to do it that would be fairer than that. I mean, everybody gets to put in books. Nobody sees who put in what book because I take it all away and I just put the books. So right now, they all have the list. So the next video that you see on my YouTube will be my book club long list. I split it into 2 videos, but the list is very long. It's 28 books. So you'll get 14 and 14 in 2 videos, and you'll see what our list. Oh, child, that long list is giving me a headache when I think about it. But that's the only way that can be fair. You don't need to get AI involved just to, ridiculous. Let's see. Amalola said, or use a random number generator with everyone's. It's another way to do it. Put 1, 2, 3 on whatever, and then get your random generator off. There's like you can do it. What is it called? The wheel you spin or whatever. You can do that, and have the generator pick the book. There's always people that are going to make a bit of a fuss, but when there's a vote, they can't fuss because it's fair. Everybody gets a vote. Everybody gets a book. I'm only said selecting a book isn't really that difficult. Belong to numerous book clubs and it's pretty seamless. Yeah, well, that's why it just sounds like There's, I don't think it's a book problem, Nicole. I think it's a control problem. Like, I don't know who's running the book, but somebody's going to have to be the one who runs it, who's going to have to make the decisions. Who's going to have to tell people, get your book suggestions in, have it tomorrow night, you know. So somebody's going to have to do that work. But yeah, anyway. Kay said her book club votes. Yeah, like us. I'd rather vote than have people pick. Yeah, I would too. Some people don't understand the difference between what they think is a good book and a book suitable for a book club discussion. This right here, this right here, suitable for a book club discussion. I'm underlining that and I'm putting exclamation points next to that. She said, love your book club pick. Oh, thank you. Always a good mix of old and new. Yeah, this one is a good mix of old and new. There's some stuff that I'm okay. I was a little surprised, but y'all gonna see. It's wild. It's out there. Share said the case so true. I have read some doozies with nothing to talk about because of people being able to pick anything they want for a book club. Rosa said for her, Harlem Rhapsody was about 3.5, very readable and interesting. It left me wanting more about Harlem Renaissance. I got a bit tired of the main romantic plot line. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, there's many ways you can run a book club, but I think the fairest one is every vote. Because then like that, you don't have, nobody can say, oh, you picked it, this many times or whatever. Got to vote. Kay said her book club read Take My Hand for April. That's a good book to discuss. And she said they had a good discussion on the book. And then they met Dolan Perkins Valdez on Wednesday night. Very nice. It was a great bookish week for us. Yeah, you see that's the kind of thing that is really good for book club. You pick the book that you could have a good discussion on. Because Take My Hand is one of those books you can really discuss. But the fact that you got to follow up and meet the author after also, a really good thing. Like that's what we did with my book club. We read The Sympathizer together. Then we drove into Paris, a few of us, and we met Viet Thanh Nguyen at the American Library because he was there speaking a couple years back when we read The Sympathizer, and that was fantastic. So we all got to meet Viet. We all got to hear him speak, and and it just kind of like was a continuation. Another time we read, I think it's called The Lady and the Unicorn. It's by Tracy Chevalier. So we read that one, and then we took the train into Paris, the Musée Cluny, which is in the fifth arrondissement in Paris, and we saw the tapestry of the unicorn that they have there, which the book was written out of that tapestry. So we saw the tapestry after, and just made like a full circle. So I mean, there's like loads of things you can do with your book club, to make it interesting. Let's see. Neil said, yes, this will be an exercise in us working together to make decisions, and then they were overturned right after. There, we decided only fiction, and then someone suggested religious text. Woo, child, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like y'all don't have the same. See, that's the thing. When you do a book club, I think what you have to do is you have to lay down what exactly it is the reason behind doing the book club before people say they want to join. And this is for family as well. Because when I started the book club here, the only reason I started the book club is because I got sick and tired of every time we would have dinners or do things together and somebody would say, oh my God, we should start a book club. Why haven't we done that? Every year we would say the same thing. And I got sick of hearing it. So I said, okay, book club at my place. This is the book you're going to read. You meet at my place in 1 month on a Saturday afternoon from 2:30 to 5:30. And you come to my place and we're going to discuss the book. And that's how the book club started. So so the idea that we were going to read together was one thing, but it was like we're going to read, you know, books together. We're gonna try to discuss things. We can also read books in French sometimes, which we did. We have read some books together in French, or we're gonna read, some nonfiction together as well that has something to do maybe with things here in France or something else. So I think once everybody is on the same wavelength, then it's a little easier for you to kind of, make a structure for your book club. But everybody has to agree on what they're there for. Because I don't think you're there to discuss religious text. I'm just saying, I don't know. Said sometimes I may dislike a book, but it is an excellent pick for a riveting discussion. There you go, book club. And sometimes it's just fun to bash a book you hated with others that suffered alongside you. Exactly. I mean, the thing is that when we don't like a book, we always find so much to say about it. Um, a lot more than when we're, discussing a book that we love. Um, but we have to be in accord about, like what kinds of books we're reading. And I go back to what Kay said. The book needs to be something that we can discuss in a book club. It can't be something that is just like light and like there's no meat to it where you have like you can have a discussion going. So I totally get that, and I feel like on our list there's some books I just kind of go, is this really a book that we're going to be able to discuss as a book club? And I think that's the part that people forget. They think of more of being entertained while reading the book, which is fine because that's how people choose their books when they want to read for themselves. I'm going to be entertained by this particular book. But it doesn't necessarily mean because you're entertained by that book that that book is going to make a good book club read. I mean, I don't know. Let's face it, I don't even like reading nonfiction for book club, but I'll tolerate a memoir now and then. But someone nominated The Color of All, oh Jesus, and they voted to read it. My little feelings were hurt. Oh no, K. Well, there's a book that's on the list for my book club for next year. And I was talking to my friend Sheila, who's in the book club with me. She's Black American. She said, "Oh my God, that book, there's a book on there about music." And I said, "Girl, I know." When I saw that book, it's a nonfiction book about me. It's almost like a self-help kind of book. I said, if that book gets picked, I will be missing that book club. I don't care. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be in Paris. I'm gonna be somewhere, but it ain't gonna be at the book club because I ain't reading it. Nicole said my picks were Tumbling and Sky Full of Elephants. Those are quite good. Tumbling, I just read Tumbling. Tumbling is really good. Sky Full of Elephants is supposed to be really good too. I haven't read that, but those are good picks. I mean, I don't know how many people is the book club, Nicole? Because that might have something to do with it as well. Because you also don't want too many people. Like we can no longer take any more people in because already 15. We can't. That's even more than what we should really be. But it'd be interesting to know how many family members are in this book club that you're about to set up. And who's the person who's organizing? So he said, so glad that you enjoyed. Yeah, I did enjoy Tumbling. I just felt that I could tell that it was her first book because she was throwing everything, the kitchen sink in that storyline. I was like, my goodness. Everything was happening in that storyline. Um, Teresa said, see, I'm not reading books I don't want. I would be skipping meetings for sure. Well, I mean, I'm not the easiest person because I'm pretty picky about what I like to read and what I don't like to read. But I have read some books that I thought I wasn't gonna like, and I actually like them. So I'm a little, yeah, I go slow. I slow my roll on. I'm not slowing my roll on that music book though, because I know that's a hot right there. But I am careful. I try to be careful about that kind of thing. But it's true if it's a book, you're gonna be bent out of shape every time you have to read a book you don't like, and you probably shouldn't join a book club. Yeah, it's not for six opinionated people. Oh my God. Well, I think the opinionated people can get behind a vote for God's sakes, because a vote is the fairest way to do it. I mean, if you're six, each one of y'all can suggest two books, and you can vote, for, or you can vote for a book every month, or vote for, take a vote like this. So, like, let's say everybody suggests two books, and so that's 12 because you're six. Well, then what you do is you vote for six books. And then that way, the six books that come out, those are the ones you read next 6 months. And that's it. There's no fighting, no nothing, and no Bible reading because we ain't here for that, you know. So just do it like that. Hello, Billy. How are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Let's see. Tilly says, not a dull moment in that book club. I know, right? Cher said 100% that sometimes book club picks end up being great that I would have never read otherwise. Boys in the Boat was an example for me. Yeah. I mean, I can think of, there was one that was this year that we read. It was called Penitent, and it was supposed to be like a sort of like a thriller mystery kind of book. And I thought, oh my God, here we go. And it turned out to be excellent. It was set in Scotland, really, really good. And the author came to our book club. We Skyped him in, and he came and talked to us about, the book. His name is, I think the author's name is Mark Lagat. This is a good mystery because it's not what you expect. And if you like Scotland, in that particular book, Scotland is like it's done really, really well. Billy said she's fine. I'm fine. How are you? She says she's reading the Thing Above Home. Okay, I don't know that one. Who wrote that? The Thing Above Home, and they were her property. Oh, very nice. Okay, Curtis said to Kay, I read The Color of Law on my own. It is definitely not a book club kind of book. Who would pick that? Laugh out loud. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. That's why those kind of books should never even start to appear on the list. They shouldn't. They really shouldn't. But what can happen is sometimes a book can be voted in, and then when we get to the book club, we find out that only one person read the book. That's what happened when we all it was majority of us voted for Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. I think I got to page 155, and I was like, how come all these characters' names keep changing? I can't keep up. DNF. And I wasn't the only one. There was only one person who read the whole book. And the one that read the whole book is the one who does not like literary fiction. And she's used to reading things like romance and cozy mystery, that kind of thing. And she wound up reading the whole book, and she was so pissed off at us because we didn't read it. I was like, we're bored out of our minds. So, let's see. Yeah, Kay said to Curtis, I wanted to scream. Billy said the thing about home is for Rhonda Knight. Okay. Teresa said, I would tell them that they are reading that by themselves on their own. Next vote. Yeah, because I mean, I think Kay, at this point, you could have maybe, I mean, because you couldn't have been the only in your book club who didn't want to read that book, the the color of law. I don't know how many people are in your book club and how many people actually voted for that book, but I guarantee you, the day of the book club, no one will have read that book, or maybe one person will have read that book, the one who suggested it, maybe. So, it all kind of works out more or less. Margaret says, "Oh, nice, Margaret. Hello, how are you? Oh, yeah, happy Pack, joyous Pack. Um, yeah, because I don't know where the person got the idea to suggest the color of law, because that just seems really like a strange book club suggestion. Um, but yeah, okay. I wouldn't suggest that for a book club. Um, there are book clubs that do different things. So I was just looking, I think it was last week, I saw there was a book club. They're reading, God, what's his name? They are reading I think it's Finnegan's Wake, but they read Finnegan's Wake. I think they're reading it line by line. So they're only reading one book, and they're because the book apparently, no, it's not Finnegan's Wake. It's the other one. Ugh, I can't think of the name of the damn book. But what they're doing is they're analyzing it line by line because it's a book that's very difficult. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is Finnegan's Wake. It's really hard to analyze. So this book club is analyzing it line by. No, it's not Ulysses. I think it's Finnegan's Wake. It's James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, I think. And so they're reading it line by line, and I find that fascinating. To do a book club like that. Wait, let's see. Okay, Nicole said, I like the idea of reading books like Color of Law with a group because I'm always reading heavy topics alone. Yeah, but don't nobody want to read Color of Law in no group. Unless it's a group of lawyers, maybe. Um, Teresa said, damn, Kay, those are not book club picks unless it is a 100% NF club. Um, since Wake is so hard though. Yeah. Yeah, Amala said she tried Finnegan's Wake in college and my mind glitched. Yeah, it is. It's very difficult, that one. But the book club, so they've been reading the book for a couple of years. And they meet up and they discuss what they've understood of 3 lines that they're to go away and analyze. And they come back and they discuss amongst each other. This is what I gather since what we had last time. And it's like piecing it together like a puzzle. So for that, I find that fascinating. I think that's a fascinating, you know, uh, book club, project to do. But you have to have some really like-minded people to want to do it. Let's see. Bertie said wanted me to read Gravity's Rainbow, and I was like, absolutely not. Almost said I would like to read it with the group. Yeah, Against Wake. I feel like it is an interesting way of doing it, and Finnegan's Wake could then be uh, more digestible because you're reading it with other people who are trying to figure it out alongside you. Billy said, if it's book club centered on nonfiction and social justice with folks that enjoy those topics, it could work. Yeah, I agree. It could work. But that ain't what you usually get in the book club. Um, she said, I used to be a part of a club like that. Yeah, I can see it working. I mean, if it's a bunch of people that read, like she said, social justice kinds of books, and they are intensely into nonfiction, there is no reason why it can't work. But if you see here, your last book was The Housemaid, or I don't know what else, and now here you come with the Color of Law, get out of here with that. That doesn't make no sense. Amalula said, I like the book club's idea, but we need to move faster than one line. I think 1 or 2 lines because it just is that complex. apparently. Yeah. Nicole said to Billy, I need to find that kind of club. Yeah, I think you do. If you want to read The Color of Law, yeah, you need to find that kind of club. Curtis said to Billy, yes, Billy, that makes more sense if it is a book club focusing strictly on nonfiction type of books. He said, never joined a book club that only read nonfiction. Exactly. But here you are reading The Color of Law, girl. Here you are reading The Color of Law. You might you I mean you couldn't have been the only one that didn't want to read The Color of Law. You might have should have said something like, is this really appropriate for a book club? Just kind of throw it out there like that. But does it have an audio book, The Color of Law? Does anybody know if it has an audio? Billy said, I got back to it fell off and I miss it. The conversations were so intense and honest. Yeah, there you go. Um, when do you have to read The Color of Law for, Kay? Because you might be surprised. Maybe somebody, maybe a bunch of people will try to read it and they'll realize that it's not really their cup of tea, that it's not really what they expect. And then what will happen is, oh, it does have an audio book. There you go. Girl, get the audio and get yourself into another frenzy. Make a couple of sweaters, couple of vests. Um, yeah. Is it a long audio book though? Because that's another thing. Because if it's one of those audiobooks that's over like 20 hours or something, whew, that's gonna be a lot. You'll definitely have a lot to talk about, but that is only if everybody actually reads the book, and that remains to be seen. Yeah, you think it's early next year, so I have a lot of time to avoid it. Oh Jesus, I'm sorry about that. But like, what did the other members say when you saw that it was the color of law? What did they say? The other members, were they like, "Oh damn," or were they like, "Oh yay"? Because that makes a big deal. That makes a difference as well. You never know. Maybe people were very excited about it because people actually voted for it. So I don't know how you are, but a majority of you voted for that book. Okay, Billy said it may feel like a lecture on audio. She enjoyed that book. Yeah, but Kay doesn't enjoy nonfiction, and she would probably never be able to get through it without the audio because she'd probably fall asleep on it. Um, Kay said they like nonfiction. I'm the one who doesn't. Well, I like nonfiction too, but I wouldn't be happy to be reading Color of Law in my book club either. I'd be like, wait, y'all crazy? We reading this? Now we've literally read everything from one end of the spectrum to the other one. Our next meeting is on The Housemaid, and I thought that book would never make it to my book club. Here we are. So how do I know they're not going to? Cause and we have read nonfiction books. We read. Let's see, what was the other? Oh, we read the one called The Hair with the Amber Eyes. We read. What is that other one we read? Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. We read that book called Quiet. That was nonfiction that we read. We Henry Relax. We also read The Warmth of Other Suns. Mm, we read quite a few nonfiction actually, but I would say there is an it's not every year. I would say it's like maybe every other year we wind up with a nonfiction. Every couple of years, we wind up with nonfiction here or there. Um, yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, I think you need an audiobook pay to get through that because I don't think you'll make it all. A little intense, but yeah, book clubs are. I mean, I think book clubs are the thing now at the moment. I don't know if you notice there's book clubs in every realm. All of the celebrities are doing book clubs now. It's a book clubs are the thing. Um, let's see. Billy said, "Yeah, I agree. Kay will definitely need the audiobook. I wouldn't ask her to read it. She finished Freddie, and I'm still proud of her. Yes, we are proud of you, Kay, for finishing Freddie. Um, I think I might. I think Freddie might be going on my list for next year because I've had it since it came out, and I haven't started reading it yet. So I think I'll put Freddie on to be our TBR list for 2026. Cher said all these books everywhere now, but it doesn't seem like most adults are readers, sadly. No, and yeah, and I feel like that's pretty sad. I mean, we saw what they said in 2023 or 2024. 46% of Americans did nothing the whole year. Nothing, not even a magazine, not even a newspaper, nothing. So when you hear those statistics, you're just kind of like, what is going on? Um, let's see. Hey, Keisha. Keisha just finished rereading Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. Planning to start rereading the sequel King of Thorns later today. Hoping to read all the books by him this year. Okay, very nice. I'm a little said bought Freddie because Kay has such a good time with it. I had a good time with it. And Teresa said, I did too, Amalola. No, I already had Freddie before. But because I was as soon as I saw that book come out, I was like, yeah, I gotta read this one. But when how much Kay was having trouble reading, I was like, oh damn, is it really that bad? But no, I'm gonna definitely put it up on TV 2026. Nicole said there's even work book clubs. Yeah, I know. I was watching. Oh God, what is her name? Is it Brit something or other? She's got a baby. She's expecting a second one. She has a work book club at her job. But their first book, it was something. I was like, Lord Jesus, it was some kind of business kind of book or something. And I was just like, okay, this was all reading. This is kind of boring. Tracy said, I like nonfiction, especially written by our Black historians. Yeah, I don't mind it, but I do mind it if it's too tedious and too overwritten. Then I don't like it. But as a whole, I do like reading nonfiction about important aspects and important people. Nicole said, "People get information from reading me." Amalola said, I may put it on my 2026 Mammoth Tome stock. Yeah, I could put it on. I don't know if it'll be my Mammoth Tome stock, but it's going to be on my TBR for sure. For sure, it'll be on there. It'll be on my read big book over 400 pages. Do it, do it, do it. Cher said to Tracy, have you read Black AF History by Michael Harriot? It was incredible. I have that on my TBR for next year as well, but have not read it yet. But I'm definitely going to read it for sure. Um, I'm a little said the same to Tracy about liking nonfiction books written by Black historians. Now, I think there's one coming out, or it's already out. I think it's about James Baldwin, but it's not written by a Black historian. Dio said, my job had a book club. They wanted to read business books. Oh my God, no. And I think that's what this book club is like. Brit, whatever her name is. Her book club is like that. They're like reading these business books. It's just like, okay, that's boring. Um, Keisha said a friend of hers her work has a book club and she likes it basically furthering their education work wise, so she didn't join it. Yeah, because if you're just gonna be reading workbooks, work books about work, then what is sounds like homework at work. Like, you never doing that. I'm gonna say, and if in the narrative style of Warmth of Other Suns, then perfect. Yes, but no, she's the only one that does that like that. To that perfection, she's the only one that does that. Oh, thanks, Rosa. Yeah, yeah, she's the only one that writes such perfection of narrative nonfiction. So yeah. Let's see. Amala said, laugh out loud. Some girl in a networking group said to me she doesn't waste her time on fiction and only reads business. Okay, girl. You got to do what you got to do, but leave me out of it. Um, Cher said, I'm gonna have to be paid to be in a workbook club reading business books. I know, like, I don't even think you could pay me to do that here. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Amalola said, I said, good luck with that. She got mad and left the conversation. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nicole said, this books are unserious and boring as fuck. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you. Ay, 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 mom. You know, book clubs are, there's a book club for everybody. I mean, there's people that thrive on reading those business books, so they should be together in the book club reading them business books. Rosa said, I would never have been in a book club with a work colleagues. Me neither. 8 hours was way more than enough. It feels like homework to me. It really does. That sounds like homework at work. Trying to do a book club with your colleagues. I know there's this idea that they're trying to foster friendship among colleagues, but let's face it, people aren't really there for that. They're really not. Like they just want to do their job and go home. They don't want to be doing all kinds of things with their colleagues. Keisha said to share. My friend said the same thing. She wasn't joining unless there was money involved. Lola said, what about me who is now drafted reading with my boss and his wife? What? What? Are you reading with your wife, your boss and his wife? Well, what y'all reading? And who decides what y'all read? I mean, Lola, if you're deciding the books, then it's okay. But if it's your boss deciding the books, oh hell, what a boss, what a bore. No, I do not follow the Oprah Book Club. For what? I got two book clubs. I don't need to follow Oprah. I'm already busy reading too many damn books to be following nobody else's book club. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. Um, I do not. Maybe somebody else in here does, but I do not personally follow Oprah's book club. I want to know who's in the books in this little mini book club you got going with your boss and his wife. Because I know you got them to read the last surrender. So did you guys go and read 54 miles after? What's going on with that? Yeah, because I suggested last thing you surrendered to. Okay, he loved it. And one day in the office, his wife got on the phone talking about recommendations. Oh boy, here we go. And so are you choosing the books every time, Amalo, or are they choosing the books? Nicole said, couldn't imagine reading with my coworkers. Me neither. Oh, so you sent her sugar. Yay. There you go. There you go. Really, I will never do a book club at work. Ever. Cover to cover. I can't with the at work book club. I never show up. I know. Um, okay, I'm gonna say so now we're reading Ken Follett. So basically, they're looking to you to kind of guide them to what they're gonna read. I think that's fantastic. Get your boss to read all those books he'd probably never read. Kay said all of my coworkers except two. We have a whole library up there where we sit. Okay, that's very cool though that you have books at your work. Amalola says they've read James together. Very nice. Cher said Amalola is their book dealer. Exactly. She the book pusher. Amalola said their son. I told Teresa Cosby. Yeah, see, you need to get a raise because you're doing God's work, girl. You're doing God's work. You need a raise. Give Amalola a raise for doing God's work. Okay, so she Amalola says to share. He's always by my desk bothering me. Oh my God, that's hilarious to me. But yeah, the thought of a book club at work is kind of frightening. It really is. It really is. Since I mean, feel like on the average, a lot of people do not read like per se. So have book club people who are not readers, that's like I don't know. That just feels not exciting to me. Um, Billy said, "I work at a courthouse. It's too political, and they act like middle school students. Oh my god." Oh yeah, no, I do it. Oh, Lashonda, hey, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? I'm honest said, yeah, no, I wouldn't do a whole book club. Yeah, no. I think that's a terrible idea. Particularly with the climate that, Americans are living under. I don't know. I don't see that. No siree, not a good one. I couldn't do it. Amalola said, but I see a few folks in the break room reading, but now I hide in a private room. Okay, yeah. Nicole said, I will talk about TV shows with my coworkers, but that got me side eyeing people. Well, I'm not surprised that you side eyeing people about what they watch. Um, Kay said, I'm a little old work book club read and discussed The Great Alone together. Oh, you read and discussed The Great Alone together. Very nice. Cher said, I'd be fired so fast for running off in a work book club. I'm Melissa Decay. You're better than me. Kay said, I could do it. My coworkers because we read a lot of the same books anyway. We pass around. Okay, well, that's different. You have a certain sense of commonality with some of your coworkers, so reading is okay. But I think the majority of people that might be something they might not really want to step towards. They want to step away from. Well, does anyone else in here? Because Lex asked me if I follow the Oprah Book Club. Does anybody in here follow the Oprah Book Club, or any of those other book clubs like the Good Morning America Book Club and the I don't know how many other. Do y'all follow the Oprah Book Club? I don't, but do y'all follow it? Um, Tracy said, are they used to reading black authors? Probably not, because she reads sugar. Wait. Yeah, Lashana, we're talking about book clubs at work. Lashana went, eesh. Oh my God. Okay. So Bertie said, my mom used to follow it when I was younger, the Oprah Book Club. Yeah. So I'm going to take that as Bertie, you do not follow the Oprah Book Club. Does anybody follow the Oprah Book Club in here? Oh my God. Does anybody else follow the Oprah Book Club in here? Because Lashana said I used to follow Oprah before I found you. Oh, Sampa, yay. um Melissa said he gifted me Three books of Octavia Butler. Okay, that's a nice gift. Bertie said, I just see the stamp on the books when I'm at the bookstore. I didn't think it was still running, to be honest. Yeah, it still runs, and she'll, invade people's, covers with her face sticker, and then she'll invite them on her show, and they'll talk about the book with the author. So yeah, it's still running. I just don't follow it like. I mean, yeah, no. Mm-mm. Um, but those book clubs, those are the ones that I think can somehow draw people into reading a book when they wouldn't normally read anything. Like there's people that join the Oprah book club and they might read like one or two books from her, but that's just because it's Oprah and they picked up those books and the ones that they're going to read. Or same with the Good Morning America one. These are people that wouldn't normally read, and so that there's something that they're saying is enticing them into reading, which is, yeah. Uh, Joanna Smith says no, no, and no. I don't know. No, no, and no about what? You gotta say more than that because I don't know what you mean. Um, Bertie said there are so many now. Some of them I don't even know. Like I didn't know that the read with Jenna thing was NBC. Yeah, they have one too. There are a lot of book clubs. A lot of book clubs. Um, there are even some. Oh, what is that guy's name? He's a basketball player. He has a book club too. I think of his name. It's a black basketball player. He has a book club. A lot of people have book clubs now, and they really work. Um, a lot of content creators are starting book clubs as well. Then you have, you've got book clubs in every local library. There are a lot of celebrity book clubs as well. Steph Curry, that's what it is. He has a book club. Steph Curry has a book club. I don't know if he still got it, but I remember seeing that he had a book club. Um, there are a lot of celebrity book clubs on Facebook. Yeah, I don't like the Fable app. I had to get rid of mine. And there's that new app. What's it called? I'm gonna get rid of it though because it's crap. I don't like it. Wait, what is it called? That new app, Bookem, like app. This is an app that is mainly. It seems like it's mainly for book clubs. It's an app for book clubs. Let's see. Kay said Harlan Coben told us the other night that he and Reese Witherspoon are writing a book together. It's a thriller because that's what he writes, not just ghostwriting her. She is contributing. Okay, whatever. Cher said, "I wonder if publishers pay those celebrities to feature their books." Now that's interesting. I would like to know that too. I would like to know that too. Because even the Oprah Book Club, I'm still not convinced it's Oprah that picks the books. Kay said, y'all may not read Harlan, but I like his books. I prefer to watch it. Like make me a Netflix adaptation, like Netflix did all those adaptations to Harlan book. Just bring one of them on and I'm good to go. I would probably never read it, but I would definitely watch it. He's good. He does a good job. Cole said people commodifying everything. Hobbies become brand deals. Yeah. Already said there's so many different apps that I get confused what's what. And they're also not marketed for you to know what they are either. Amalo said to Kay, say it ain't so. Amalo said, I like home. Yeah. DL said, almost sure they do. Amalo said, why would he do that? Money. Birdie said the only one that I'm genuinely curious about is the one the James Patterson wrote with Dolly Parton. Yeah, I like Dolly Parton too. Wait, they wrote together, James Patterson and Dolly Parton? Oh, I missed that. Nicole said the book club is a part of branding. Yeah. DL said no proof, but it would make sense. Just like the Sexiest Man Alive is a complete PR thing. They pay to be featured. Ugh. But Kate said Harlem was so funny and entertaining. I like an author who can hold the crowd at their book events. Yeah, because I think a lot of authors are pretty shy. They're pretty introverted. Nicole said yes, and people pay to be on the 30 under 30 or the Forbes list. Birdie said, I think it came out right when the pandemic hit. It's called Red Rose Run. Oh, I think I did hear about it. I didn't realize it was Dolly Parton. Okay. Amalula said, has James Patterson written with Obama yet? Because he's written with everyone. That'd be interesting. James Patterson, Obama. Well, I don't know. We're still waiting for Obama's second book, his part two. Um, but yeah. So let's see. A 30 and under 30 list for Africa is a pipeline to prison or fraud allegations. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. All right. Um, a few of those people have ended up in handcuffs. Wow, wow, wow. Um, okay, so Bertie said supposedly what she heard is he hasn't actually written a book since 2006. He's all been ghostwriters. That's the rumor. He's been ghostwriting the whole time. Amalola said a few of those people have ended in hands with him. Cher said, based on the length of part one, Obama's going to need some time to write part. Oh, it's been a minute, Cher. It's been a minute. He need to come on with his part two. If there's going to be a part two. All right. Nicole said, because why would anyone care what Reese Witherspoon or Steph Curry is reading about? Maybe Oprah because of how she is perceived by the public. I mean, at this point, I don't even care what Oprah's reading. I really don't, you know. Reese Witherspoon, I don't care what she's reading, but some people might care. I mean, I just thought it was a little interesting that Steph Curry wanted to start a book club because I was like, but why? You know, I don't know. Maybe he's an avid reader and doesn't want to start a book club. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, all of these people that are starting book clubs is because they think that people will want to join a book club because of who they are as a personality. But I don't know if, I would have to I would have to ask someone who's in Steph Curry's book club, well, why did you join Steph Curry's book club? Why did you join Oprah's book club? Yeah, anyway. Okay, so Keisha said, I mean, I can see why he did it with Reese Witherspoon turns her book picks into adaptations. Exactly. So I'm sure she will adapt a book she was a part of writing. Absolutely. For sure. Um, but that's always the caveat. Why do authors like being picked up for the Oprah Book Club? Because they know that Oprah sticker is going to go on their book, on the front of their book, and it's going to be seen all over America and in parts of the world. And you're going to be on her show, and you're going to get the major spotlight on you. So your book is going to sell. So, like Harlan Coben is working with Reese Witherspoon, is because I mean that's what she does. She adapts books to movies. So he's hoping, well, maybe the one we're writing will get adapted, to film by Reese, and I'll make a little extra. I mean, there's nothing done for creativity's sake. It's also done for money. Nicole said to Amalo, like, housewives is a pipeline to conviction. Rosa said, I think slash hope Obama knows there is very little interest in a part two. Oh, I didn't want to say it, but okay. Nicole said Obama lists are the thickest of thick lists. Oh, his fave books and his fave. Well, I mean, I think he does read the books. I just don't think that he completely is the one who chooses what's going to be on his favorite book list. I don't believe it. Um, but that's just me. At this point, I'm like, I want to know what Michelle is reading because some that's what Barack is reading. I'm like, come on now, Barack, what is this list? What is your wife reading? Is what I know. What is Michelle reading? Um, let's see. Bertie says the only person that I would genuinely care about what they're reading is LeVar Burton. Yeah, I would care about what LeVar is reading. I was laughing at Rose's comment. Keisha said, yeah, I heard James Patterson writes the outline and plot points, and the other authors write the full story. Okay. Cher said, if I see one of those Jennifer book club stickers, it makes me not want to read it. I'm kind of the same. I'm kind of like what you share. Said skeptical of it. It leads to them getting paid. Yeah. I'm going to share. This is why Blackwells and Waterstones are on my places to buy list. Nicole said, "I know the Bushman don't read for understanding." Y'all are funny today. Mm, all right, yeah, Amalola's like me. No damn stickers. Now Oprah has gone up. It ain't even a sticker now. Old girl she's publishing it right in the cover. Like it is printed into the cover, so you can't even take the sticker off. I mean, it's you got to try to go and avoid, picking up a book without that sticker on it. The only way you can get around it, I think, at this point, is to purchase the book from the UK or purchase the book as soon as it comes out, because they may have had some books published before the Oprah has decided to put it on her book club list. So you might be able to catch a few books out Oprah thing on it. But the only other way is to avoid it is to buy it outside of the US, buy it UK. UK doesn't care about Oprah. Um Kay said Reese really is a reader, and a lot of the movies she's in are adaptations. But if you don't like her movies, you wouldn't care. I like the book Wild by Cheryl Strayed, which happened to be nonfiction. Yeah. And Kay said she liked the movie. I said to Nicole, Laura Bush does. She was a teacher and started the National Book Festival. Amala said, I'll give her that. Okay, well, we ain't talking about her. Her husband is not much of a reader, I don't think. Um, Kay said, left out. Somebody might say about me. Why do I care what Kay likes to read, or any influencer for that matter? Laugh out loud. Um, I mean, they could say that for sure. But the thing is that a lot of these famous people, they put themselves forward because of their fame, because they're famous. And that's supposed to make us care about what they're reading. So that means I got to care about Steph Curry in order to care about what Steph Curry is reading, in my opinion. Or I have to care about Oprah, and then I care about what Oprah is reading. Or I care about what who Reese is, and I care about Reese reading. I don't care. I just don't. I don't. Um, some of Jenna's books are okay, and others are side eye and went in touch with a 10-foot pole. Well, she seems to pick a lot of books by Black authors. That I noticed. She see a Black book, she jump on it. Tracy said LeVar Burton is writing a memoir. I'm not sure when it's coming out. He spoke about starting it. Very nice. DL said, I'm happy to have a leader that reads or can read. Here, same. Our VP is an author, but he's redacted. Ooh. Cher said, and it goes back to last week's conversation. How many books do these celebrities read a year? This right here. If they read less than 20 a year, how much does it matter if it was one of their top 5 books of the year? Exactly. Um, Amalola says to DL, even if it is just his teleprompter. Um, Amalola says, because right now he's not doing that properly. Okay, we have a new person in CM Letty. Chris, hello, everyone. Hello, Chris, what are you reading? Cher said, this is another reason why I love my ebooks. It comes with an ugly book club sticker on it. I switched the book cover to a pretty clean one by changing the metadata. Yes, I'm nerdy. Oh, I didn't know you could do that, but that's pretty cool. I'll have that for later. Sharon said, Blackwell's Here I Come. Those stickers are so ugly. Love the other covers anyway. Nicole said, I like Reese's movies, but that's it. Well, her movies are usually based on books. So, Amala says, I remember the uproar when she put her sticker on one of Tony's books. People went ape shit on that. Let's see. Chris says Sarah Jessica Parker is actually a book prize judge this year. She's one of the Booker Prize judges. Oh, they read about 100. No, they didn't read 150, 200 books in a year to be a judge. They did not. I don't Sarah Jessica Parker though. Sarah Jessica Parker did not read no 150 books to 200 books in a year. She probably read the first chapters of each book and decided which one she was actually going to choose. But I did not know Sarah Jessica Parker was one of the prize judges. Okay, whatever. Haley Trees, how are you? Are you feeling better? Please tell me you're feeling better, girl. It's a way to make themselves more relatable to lower class folks. Okay. All right. If you say so. Amalila said to Chris, I'm a little mad about that. Yeah. Amalila said to Sharon, sometimes they're even cheaper than the US editions. And that is correct. They are. They are sometimes cheaper. I don't know what I purchased lately. Oh, I know what it was. Happy Land, which I have right here. I purchased this. I pre-ordered it from Blackwell's. And when I pre-ordered it, it was 25 euros. Happy Land. You know how much it was on Amazon? 42 euros on Amazon. Amazon, 42 euros. But I bought this one. I'm buying all my books from Blackwell's now. I don't even play around. Blackwell's it is. Feeling better, still a little sick, but my voice is almost. Oh, thank God, your voice is almost back to normal. But you're still a little sick. Oh my God, girl, take care of yourself. Nicole said most movies are based on books. Reese saying got nothing with that. No, I'm saying most of the movies that you see, they're all adaptations from books. That's all I'm saying. They're all adaptations from books. Dale said, "Oh, I didn't. Yeah, she's been sick. She lost her voice and everything. Chris said, I'm trying to finish Heart Lamp. Okay. It's a collection of short stories about women in southern India. It's on the International Booker shortlist. Okay, very nice. Yeah, get well very soon. Tracy said to Amalula, who isn't reading the teleprompter correctly? Latrice said, yes, just the phlegm and the cough, but oh my God, girl, get better. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, that's what it is, you know. But I feel like the period that we're in, people are becoming more uninterested by celebrities, you know, trying to show something or be a part of something or have a book club or whatever. I think people are just kind of shying away from it a little bit, slowly but surely, because there's always been this idea that, you know, these people are profiting in some shape or form off of everything that they're so-called offering the public. Um, so I think people are shying away from that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. We are not done with that just yet. It's going to be a part of us. It's people, you know, trying to, you know, put forth certain things, put forth, you know, products, put forth services, put forth book clubs and all that, you know, using their, you know, using their popularity in order to, you know, get people interested. So it looks like, but I did not know that Sarah Jessica Parker um, was one of the judges. I did not know of the Booker Prize. Okay. Let's see. LaShonda to hate. Yeah, I hear when you're not feeling well. Yeah, I was not happy to hear that either. I thought she was going to be better now. Sharon said, Lily, yes, and I love paperback, and they usually have beautiful paperback covers. Yes, they do. So if y'all hit the Blackwells, hit my link, my affiliate link, and it'll take you right to Blackwells. It'll help me. So that's it. I'm gonna be out because it's Friday night. And yeah, let's see, like some last comments. Chris said, to be fair, I'd rather see celebs push books rather than cosmetics, vitamins, or that ridiculous hydrogen water. Oh yeah, well, you got a point there. You got a point there. Yeah, you definitely got a point there. But you know, I'm like with Cher, but like how many books are they really reading a year, and are they getting paid to push that book? You know? Bye, Cher. Have a good weekend. Bye, Keisha. Bye, everybody. Great weekend. And I'll be back next week. Ciao, ciao. Bye.